What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Poolside Chat. My name is Todd, and I've got yet another amateur pool match to review with you. This time, we're going to be going back to some USAPL. We're going to be playing some 8-ball against Brett. Some of you guys remember him from a Scotch Doubles tournament that I played in, and we did pretty well. We had some good play, but now he's the opponent, so we got to get after this one. He moved up a little bit from the tournament. I think he was around a 485-ish or something like that. He's a 491. I'm still sitting at 550, not really moving. Probably due to the fact how many my robustness of 2300. So it takes a while to move the needle on that one. But as you see, my graphics up in the corner there. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you enjoy it, enjoy watching these videos, hit that bell. It'll notify you. Do all that stuff. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to be playing some USAPL 8-ball, as you guys have watched in the past. So, alternate break, he won the lag, and apparently needs a little bit of help on racking, even using a template. And kind of the way the scoring works, whoever wins gets 14 points. So being 13 points difference between us, I basically need one full rack ahead of him. I got a little ground to make up right from the get-go. All right, so broke, and if I'm seeing this right, it looks like he made 2 stripes. And unfortunately, not a great look. I think he might be able to go ahead and start with the 13 if he can see around that 7. Otherwise, he's got to stretch, and being a lefty, he's leaning over a bunch of balls. That's going to be tough. As a righty, you might be able to because you're really kind of just hanging your body over those 3, but being a lefty, he's got to get the far end of the table, so he's sitting over that mess, and better him than me, because I'm short, and, second, probably going to belly hook myself or move some with this, but But, if you look at the table, stripes definitely is the right call. Yeah, he's got that's awkward stretch that way. And I'm assuming by the look of it, he can't really see the 13, or maybe he just didn't look. But you know what? Suck it up. Looks like he's going solids. So I am starting out with 2 points right out of the gate. And I should also point out, I hope you guys know that I love you and I appreciate you. And I had to make sure this is actually Thursday night. I am a diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan. Lived in Kansas my whole life. I've been a Kansas boy. I've been Chiefs long before they were good, so don't call me a bandwagoner. But with that said, it's Thursday night. It's the first home game. We're over halftime, so I'm gonna be looking over here a little bit, just kind of keep an eye on the game when it's gonna be starting back up. But we got the lead 13-10. Anyway, at half that is. So he left himself kind of a bad spot, because I don't know if I'd really be. I mean, you got a thin cut on the 1, gonna crash into the 12. That's a really hard shot. Almost been better to back cut that 5 as a rolling ball. Would have went 2 rails for good shape, but the problem with going solids is right out of the gate, you have nothing to do with that 6. So you got to find a way to break it out and or find shape on that 2, which is difficult. So I made the 13. I moved the 9, which I've got enough angle. If I can just slow roll this in the side, I shouldn't. Okay, it goes. It's kind of hard with the color of the table. You can't really see where that rail is on the side. Kind of got confusing for a second. But now I got to put a little stank on this one to get the cue ball back up table. That was some pretty decent top left. And now, you guys are already saying he's not shooting the combo. And I'm not, but I got to make sure I can hit this 10 with enough speed to make the 10, but then hold, which I hit that with some low, kind of as a a stun run through in a way, so it gave enough oomph to make the ball, but the cue ball didn't roll up and get behind the one. And look at me, guys, I'm learning. I am learning. I shot that ball. I got good shape on the 12. I've got an angle, but what do I need to leave the 8? So I'm hitting this with top left, bring the cue ball back down, bump the 1. Got a little close to my work, but still makeable shot. Don't mind me, I'm just dropping my chalk. Nice slow speed. And I'll take the table run 14-3. And I won the break. As you guys can see, and I hope you don't get annoyed with my extra graphics, but I was having a little fun with this video. We and apparently he was having fun with the video too, coming in and yeah. Anyway, so you guys should follow me on Facebook. I've got a poolside chat with Todd. That is, I just couldn't fit it all in the graphic. Keep my graphic, but anyway, you guys should follow me. I've got some fun stuff going on over there. A couple funny memes, but I do a lot with pattern questions, and I'll post a still from one of my videos before they go live, typically, and try to get people thinking about patterns, how to play it, what you would do, try to make you guys better with me. So come on over to Facebook. Chiefs game is back on. All right. Not watching though, guys. Not too much, that is. So he decided to go for stripes and way, way, way overstroke that because he put himself in a bad little spot. Because unless he can, if he can get that, I think it's a 15 up there, kind of out in the open. If he can cut the 15 to the top right and just hold the cue, then he's got shape on the 13. He can work from there, so he doesn't need to get too upset with himself. Just, as I always say, take your medicine. Oh wait, good shot, but too hard. That was the right shot. He just needed to hold it more mid-table so you can like super slow that 13 aside to leave yourself the 9. But the way he's shooting this, the cue ball has to roll towards that 8. And again, not really leaving himself much. He's forcing a decent cut that has to be a combo. But he's not Todd, so he might be better than that. Better at shooting combos than me, because Lord knows I'm not. That's not me. But that's what he's shooting. I mean, his only other option is to long bank that 9 ball up into that top left corner, but so he's got a bit of same issues that I have. I would like to leave that 6 there, and if I could go ahead and play that 1, then I can play a safe off the 3, use kind of that 7-6 as a blocker, and then the 5 will block the 9 and possibly the edge of the 10. That would be ideal here. But knowing me, I'm going to try to run something. I shouldn't. Like, I should just lovingly tap the right side of that 3, get that cue ball behind the 5, and just make him pay for it. But okay, now I'm doing it. But I had kind of a harder angle, so I think he's still hooked on it. So it was a good shot. It was a good shot. Is he trying to jump? Look like he's trying to jump it. But he's not going to be able to get the 11 because he's going to glance at 5. Not sure what he called there, but it was a legal hit. And now I got to figure out what to do. I want to leave either the 7 or the 4 as my shape on the 8. I'm not gonna be able to move that. If I can put enough low on that and get that 5 to move, no, I couldn't. And unfortunately, I moved the 6 into a harder spot, but I think it still goes. Yeah, it did. Okay. Now I can get the 5. I've got a couple options here. It's just whether or not I want to try to leave everything where it is and play for shape. Because I've got the other option where I could try to maybe make the 4 and then crash into the 8 to move it. The only tricky part is you don't really know where it's going to go. So instead, I'm going to take this incredibly hard shot here. Try to put some low, get the cue ball back out, which even then it wasn't a great leave. It was not a great leave there. I can tell you right now, the first ball I am not even looking at is that 10. I would be straight top English, run that 12. I'd run the 12 all the way down, then take the 9. Okay. So is he going to try to roll forward? No, he's got to be bringing it back for the 10. Yeah. Okay. Well, this works. So now you can put just some left English. That way, when you cut the 10, the cue ball is going to go back up to from this angle, the right side, and leave himself a nice shape on the 9. Just like that. Oh, he needed to put some more top on that. So you know what, guys? Let's just let's take a pause right here, and we're gonna cut to a sponsor real fast. uh, so Brett's a good dude. We had a fun match playing this, and he had that mistake. So of course I had to come over and give him a little grief. We kind of laughed, but he was obviously upset. He just needed to put some more top English on that 9 ball, get around the 4, and obviously he's out. But when he fouled by hitting my ball and then making the 8, that's a foul to make it. And then on top of that, scratched, which before scratch he even put his hand on it, threw it down. I don't know, what was that 3, maybe 4 fouls? So I had to make. I was sitting there at league on my phone. I pulled this video, I clipped it, I did all that editing, and had that video up on Facebook. Had to tag him before the night was over, and we all had a hell of a laugh about it. So I was like, you know what? I got to put this in the video. But anyway, I hope y'all love it because it sure brought me some joy and some laughing. But on the other hand, it's 28-10. I'm up, which I'm up in points, but that means by the handicap we're fairly close. So I gotta keep this going. So it looks like I'm actually starting with that 5-9 combo. Yeah, because stripes look just skosh better, especially with that 14 ball blocking the 8. I can use that as a blocker for a while. That's a good shot. Problem is, I'm not really playing with like intention, like a solid plan here, because I'm already getting rid of my duck. Which, don't get me wrong, I just got to figure out the right shape on that 11, so I can draw back here. Sit, 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 sit. Don't get over it. This is where I need to be stopping and walking around and double checking my shape. But instead, I fired at it for what? So now I got to play some kind of crazy bank, which is going to be tough to make and hold the cue. Like, I got to hit that with top right to pinch it, which means I got to throw it wider, which, I mean, look at that. Did I make it? Yes, but at what cost? I'm just barely hooked. Which actually, I think by the way I'm looking at that, I must be hooked by both of them. So that's why I'm not jumping. So I can see the rail first, so I think I'm having to try to spin this just a little, which if that was the case, I hit it too hard. Hit it too hard, and unfortunately, ball in hand, he doesn't have a single trouble. The only question is, where do you start? How do you get out? Where for me, just because the 15 makes things a skosh difficult or questionable, I'm going to start with the 1, and then I'm going to just pick off that whole side of the table. 2, 4, depending on where you leave for the 4, will determine how you want to hit the 4 to leave the 7 in one of the sides. Yeah, he didn't even roll enough for the 1, so now he's having to come back for it. I think he wanted a little bit more left English. But at this point, you have to go ahead and clear the table because you don't want to have to get one of these balls and then power draw or walk it too far. He had a good angle there. Needs a little more, but still not hard. Stop, just maybe a hair of draw. You don't need to get crazy with it. Just pull back a skosh. That'll work. Now you take the 6. I mean, honestly, you can pick whichever one you want. I'm hitting either one of these with top left, or excuse me, top right to keep the ball up table just a little bit. Oh, Brett. Kind of rushed that one a little bit. I think he knew what he wanted, but didn't take quite enough time. So the problem is now I got an angle on the 15, which now I'm trying to do something with some power here. Yep. I almost should just stop shot, or if it does slide over, I could have maybe done something a little bit better. Smooth draw. Maybe if there was enough angle, I might even be able to draw to that right rail and back, but we'll never know. So he's going to start with the thin cut on the 5. I don't know if that's exactly how I would play it, but mainly for this reason right here. Yeah, I mean, you can bank that there. Top, slight bit of right just to help. Just bring it down table a little bit. You make it, you win. Look at that shape, though. And again, I've got an awkward shot on the 15. I just need to put a little bit of low, which being hiked up, cut 5.25 diamonds down the table, that's a little tough. Yeah, see, I'm hiked up trying to do it, which automatically lowers your percentage of make. I'm not worried about left or right spin. I'm trying to course it out of the way. I don't want to be that guy where I get accidental saves. I'm not saying I don't take them, of course, but I'm not I don't want to be that guy that gets lucky, you know. I left him enough full ball that he can't cut it, but he can bank it. So he's just gonna go straight top English. Oh, straight top and double kiss, and he's gonna leave me on a rail again. And on top of that, look how straight that is. That's a good camera angle to see. And if I could just stop it, pull back just a little. Nah, I tried to power pull on that one. Goodness, this has been an ugly rack so far. This has not been pretty. Is he trying to bank this to the bottom right, I think? Yep. Oh my goodness gracious. He is it must be too thin of a back cut to try to get it in the side. I hate to say it, but just knowing how bad he's playing, I should have just look at that. I should have just played it safe and just tap it, get the 15 in the way. But I know I need to get this rack, so I was going super aggressive, which in turn why I lost it. I'm assuming. We don't know how this rack plays out yet. Being super aggressive got me again, but you know what? Last plug of the video. I do have a poolside chat with Todd. Instagram. You can check it out. I'll be honest with you, I don't do as much with that one, even though personally I do more with Instagram than I do Facebook. But for the poolside chat side of things, I definitely do a lot more on Facebook. But if you prefer Instagram, come on over. I do a couple memes. I do a couple of the video, still photos from the match and try to talk about some pattern play. But I don't have as much interaction on there, so. But I'd like to get more people on there. So you know what? Let's do that. Everybody, come on over to come over to Instagram. All right. I had to lift the 8 just a skosh to get the template out. Did I even make anything? Made a couple balls, looks like. Made 2 stripes. And other than the 8 ball, they all have some sort of home, which, let's be honest, I got one start with that 11, and I just got to smooth roll this down for the pro side on the 9, which I about missed it. A little bit of a speed up because old dude's having some trouble with the coins. And overspun it, left myself with a horrible shot. I thought I could spin back and it would crash into that 7-4 and maybe open something up. It did not. So we're going to try a safe. And if that 3 ball wasn't there, that would have been pretty good. Would have been good. I think he's going to play a return safe. Just try to leave me behind the 4. 1 ball. Just got it. Good safe. I can see the edge of the 14. I can't quite tell if I can make it. It looks real thin. I'll put some low to hopefully get it to spin and just curl to that side. Actually, I got more of it than I thought, so because I overcut it, which is why I went long. So if he plays this delicately enough, he can just make that 4, run into the 6, and just basically open everything up. And now it's just tic-tac-toe. got to be careful. I mean, he's only really got the 7, of course, but you got to pay attention to your leave because you're not trying to bump that 2 into the 1 and tie yourself up. Unless you can slide. I was just going to say, unless he can slide right through it. And boy, did he. So here's the issue. Now, if you think about it, yeah, he's got a great shot on the 1. Cue ball is going to roll back up kind of in that direction. So if you don't leave yourself with that perfect shot between that 6-8 to see the 5, you're kind of hooked. So if that's the case, well, actually, I take it back. He could make the 1 and then go ahead and go up for the 3 and then use that to come on back in dramatic fashion. So yeah, now he has to. But you know what? Let's just where's my cursor? Let's go back a split. Just something to think about. If you have this shot right here, you could go ahead and hit that 2 ball and just barely pull back. You just need to pull that cue ball just a little bit to get behind that 6. And even if you overdo it, that 6-8 are creating enough of a wall. So just pop it, get the 2 ball to the rail, roll on back. That actually probably would have been a really good safe. Force me to kick at something, but on top of that, now you're opening yourself up with that 2 ball. That might have been a little better move, but you know what? We're playing amateur pool here. We got to get aggressive. Still in dramatic fashion. So I see what he's got here, but I mean, for me, I'm going to put top English and just basically send it and try to get it around that. I think that's the 14. Looks kind of green. So that, or you got a smooth draw, which, boy, that was. Okay, very pretty. That was a great draw for no reward. He needed to be literally a foot less. Then he can go into. It looks like the 6 clears the 2, and he could just go at it. But instead, look at that. Just skinned to the 5. It just barely moved. I've got a little bit of a gap, so I just, in an ideal world, I'd try to hit the far side of the 13 and then still get the cue ball up long. Leave him as hard as possible. The problem is that's a whole lot of spin because I don't have a ton of angle here, and I'm already probably using a solid 2 tips of top right. Okay, so you know what? I know this. I'm not trying to draw this video out, but I want you to watch the cue ball because I'm having to put right English to get the cue ball to go wide, but that after it hits a 13, that cue ball still going that same direction. So now when it hits that rail, it actually is going to come back toward us. Watch that cue ball. This is a good motion or a good section to talk about that spin. See, because it was going at a pretty steep angle and came straight back, which left him at least something. Yeah, I was trying to get it long, but I had a ton of spin, and I was trying to get it. I just couldn't get on the backside of the 13. Might have been because I played too hard. So I think you see enough of the 6. He's got to try the combo. And boy, okay, so he made it. But yeah, okay, he's doing the right thing. You got to walk around here because if you think about it, you got to hit the 2 hard enough to make it, which is going to send the cue ball long, meaning you don't want to get behind that 8 or 12 and not leave yourself a shot, or you have to tap this and not get behind the 8 and leave the 2. And he just barely made it. That was a good shot. Great shot, Brett. And look at that. Had just enough angle, just a little stun. It just slid right up. Left himself a nice 8 ball. Pretty much no scratch. Just nice and easy. Just make it. About like so. And it is officially tied 38s. He is on the hill. I am not I need a rack to get on the hill. Since he still needs more than the 7, it's not a ball count thing quite yet, essentially. I just got to keep him from making the 8. All right. Sorry, I had to watch the Chiefs for a split second. But Brett broke, and man, did he break nice. Look at that. Whew. So with that 9-4, that's really the only hang up here. You could really say both of them look great. It's just that. So I'm looking at that 9-4 combo to start. Move, get out of the 2's way. Okay. And not only did that work, but open up the 6. So this should, if I just take my time, looks pretty good. Oh, commentator curse. Is that a real thing? What you're doing afterwards? That could have and should have been a good run. I thought I hiked up enough to put the low to just get a little bit of swerve to keep it from scratching. If it wasn't for that, but anyway, I sped this up a little bit because Brett does take his time. Not that that's a bad thing, because actually, if you have ball in hand with a table like this, I'm okay with you taking a few extra minutes and really focusing on it. But for you guys' sake, I'm not trying to let y'all watch 4 or 5 minutes of somebody walking around. Wait a minute, is he starting with ball in hand combo? I would start with that 9. I mean, it's tight, but you got ball in hand, man. You got ball in hand, man. Come on. At least for him, he hung the 11, which makes my 6 hard. And I think I might even be paper hooked where I can't see the 2. And I already don't like this shot. Severely cued. Wrong. Move the 12. I'm like, yeah, you probably want this move back. Helps kind of both of us. So that puts him back in the driver's seat. He can see the 10, so just stun it off that side rail, bring it about a diamond out, diamond and a half out, or crush it. That works too. Definitely got a little bit more of that than he wanted, because you want to be able to slow roll the 14 the side, because otherwise he's got to make that cue ball move. Yeah, you've got 3 rails. Congratulations, but now you've got some distance to try to. Actually, that 9 ball was a little bit. Now that I see it, it's not that hard because you can just basically backboard off the 11. I'm gonna shut up now, guys, because you didn't need to do that one. My dumbass, pardon my French, I would have shot that 9 ball, I think, and just drew back for that whatever that ball was. But now he's got a little bit more work because he's gonna have to almost take the 15, just try to cut it where it glances off the 11, because I don't think he can get behind. I think the 2's in the way. Oh, never mind. He might be trying to call the 11. Yeah, that was a good shot. That was a good shot. I didn't see that one. But now, cut that. I'm gonna hit this with some inside to try to check it up. Hold the cue for, depending on where it goes. Try to hold it for that 9. Boy, he's had to send her there, didn't he? Stop shot. Most powerful shot in pool, in my opinion. is the stop shot. Because especially right here, look at this. That might have had a bit of an angle, but at least the 8's blocking me. Now he's got a real thin shot. I mean, what do you guys do? You try to thin it to the top left corner, or you try to thin it to the side? Because for me, I'm going to thin it to the side with a little bit of load, just try to get the cue ball to the rail and don't scratch or do something silly. But at least go in that direction. The cue ball has to go long, and fingers crossed, it would leave your opponent the hardest shot possible. He's actually got an angle. He could even just hit the 13 straight up to that side rail and then try to leave the cue ball behind the 8. But again, why do that when you can just drill it? All right. It's close to a rolling ball scratch. You got to put a little something on it. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that generous pocket from the Valley. So, didn't go my way. 52-40. Guys, I am sorry. I didn't shoot that good that round, did I? And that's why I titled the video, It's Not How You Start. Because I came out shooting pretty good. I think I let off the gas when he had that, when I made that video, at least of that part where he made the foul. I kind of pulled it back on that, but doesn't matter. Brett's a good dude. I enjoy playing him. Hope you guys enjoyed the game, but you know what? We're going to switch over to some 10 ball here in a second. We'll be right back. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and if you like this video, like it. I hope you guys have already subscribed. But you know what? I'll be right back in a second. Thanks, guys.